2026 Jeep Cherokee. This is going to be your full hybrid at Jeep, the first one offered to the market. And we're not talking about the Grand Cherokee, which was a plug-in hybrid, the 4xe, which does not exist anymore. So what do we have today? It's a comparison between the Laredo and the Limited. You're going to find out the exact differences between these two, and I'm going to show you in pictures side by side so you can visualize them better. What are the trim levels that you get in 2026? You're going to start with the base, then you have the Laredo, then you have the Limited, then you go to the Limited Altitude, and then you go to the biggest horse in the barn, 85th Anniversary Edition. As far as the engine, exactly the same in both of them. In today's video, that's going to be a 1.6 liter turbo plus the hybrid powertrain. That's going to push 210 horsepower and 230 pound-feet of torque, paired with an electronically variable transmission. As far as the tank size capacity, exactly the same in both of them, 13.7 gallons. When it comes to the MPG, absolutely no difference between these two, 39 city, 35 highway. When it comes to the curb weight, that's going to be pretty much the same in both of them, but the maximum you can get in a Grand Cherokee in 2026 is going to be 4,295 pounds. When it comes to the assembly point, exactly the same for both of them in Mexico, and the acceleration 0 to 60 is going to be 7.4 seconds. And when it comes to the towing capacity, pretty impressive for a hybrid of this size. That's going to be a maximum of 3,500 pounds. So, as I said, that's pretty impressive. Now let's discuss a little bit about the exterior paint color so you know exactly what you get in our video today. These are going to be additional costs for both of them. You're going to pay $495 for each. Let's first start with the lower trim. The Laredo brings you the exterior paint color Sting Gray, and then the Limited brings you the Silver Zenith. Now, if you didn't know, the Jeep Cherokee was first released to the market in 1974. So that's a long time ago. This has a pretty good history behind. Now, before we move forward to show you the exact differences, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That's really going to help me out to bring you more content like this one, individual reviews and also comparisons. If you have a specific request for me to create another comparison between trim levels or between different brands, let me know in the comment section below. Also, this video is filmed in 4K. Make sure you adjust your YouTube settings to watch this at the highest quality. And a big thank you and a shout out to Jeep of Roseville here in Roseville, California at Auto Nation for providing me with both of these vehicles for this comparison. Once I get in the cargo, I'm also going to give you some measurements into inches, not just cargo, cubic feet of space, so you know exactly what you can fit in a 2026 Jeep Cherokee. So now let's go ahead and see side differences. And the first one I'm going to show you is going to be that side mirror. And that is because here in the front, there is absolutely no difference between them. The top grille is going to offer you a little bit of gloss with matte black plastic. The bottom is going to be full matte black plastic, and they both come with fog lights, full LED. And this front end reminds me a little bit of the Honda Passport. You let me know if you think I'm right. No parking sensors in the Laredo or the Limited. Let's go ahead and take a look at that signal light for the side mirror, and that's going to be your first difference. And then if you look under the side mirror, you're going to find the courtesy lamps that you get in the Limited, to where the Laredo does not offer you that. What's interesting is that I found another information on the MSRP sticker that says that the Limited comes with power multifunction fold-away mirrors, but I could not find that button for the power folding on the Limited. So I'm not sure if that's really accurate. You let me know what you think in the comment section below. As far as the side goes, no other differences between the two. A little bit of high gloss around your window, matte black plastic for your roof rails. And then if you see that moonroof or the sunroof, that's going to be an added option on the Limited, and you're going to pay $1,995 extra for that one. And now let me go ahead and give you some dimensions for 2026 Jeep Cherokee, so you know if you're going to be able to fit this into your garage or your driveway. And starting with length, you're going to get 188.1, width 74.7, height 67.5, wheelbase 113, and the ground clearance is going to be 8 inches. Now this is significantly bigger compared with the previous generation. And if you're comparing this with the RAV4 or the CR-V from Honda, this is also bigger compared to those two. And now let's go ahead and take a look at the rear differences. And now here in the rear, with the differences between the Laredo versus the Limited being the higher trim, you're going to see two differences here. One of them is going to be the badging. Here on the passenger side, you're going to see Limited and Laredo, so you can identify them on the road. But as far as the front goes, you cannot tell which one is which, so that's very interesting. Now the second difference is going to be power lift gate that you get in the Limited to where here on the Laredo, you don't get that option. And because of that, you're going to see that in two different places. One of them is going to be inside the cargo. You have that additional button. And then the second difference you're going to see because of that is going to be on the key fob. You have an additional button to press for that power lift gate. So let's go ahead and show you exactly how it works. You just push the button on the limited, automatically goes up. And then here on the Laredo, you push the button, it's going to open, but you have to manually lift this. And you're not going to have that button right here on the driver side. And now let's continue with cubic feet of space and then measurements into inches. And you're looking right now at the limited. If you have all the seats up, you're going to get 33.6 cubic feet of space. If you drop the backrest of the second row, you're going to get 68.3 cubic feet of space. If you are tall enough, I believe you're going to have no issue to drop the backrest from the cargo area right there. There are no latches right here. Behind the second row, up to your plastic paneling, you're going to get 38.5. If you go with the measuring tape all the way up to your plastic paneling of that center console, you're going to get 75.5 inches. The minimum width you're going to get in the Cherokee is going to be 43 inches. Your entrance here is going to bring you about 28.5 inches. And the loading height, this is pretty high, honestly. It's 32 inches. So I'm hoping those measurements were helpful for you guys. Also the conversion into centimeters. Now let me go ahead and show you exactly how it looks if you have that power lift gate with this additional button. On the left side, the driver's side, not much going on, but the right side will bring you that 12-volt outlet. And then under this floor mat, you're going to get a lot of storage or space because you also have additional storage to put that spare tire if you're going to buy one. This does not come standard with the spare tire in 2026 Laredo or Limited. You have to pay extra for that. And now we're done with the exterior differences. Let's go ahead and take a look at the interior differences. And now inside with the differences between the Laredo versus Limited, don't forget this brings you a $2,000 difference between the two. First, we're going to discuss legroom. I'm 6 feet tall. I push the steering wheel all the way in, all the way up. Seat in a standard position. You get 41.3 here in the front and 38.5 in the rear. 6 feet tall, enough leg room, enough headroom. Definitely enough if you take this for long road trips. And then this seat is pretty comfortable. The first difference you're going to see here is going to be the seating surface. In the Laredo, you get the cloth. Here in the Limited, you get the Capri leather, which is a leatherette. Then if you take a look at the stitching, that's going to be totally different between these two. You get this beautiful cognac stitching inside the Limited. And then if you take a look at the passenger seating, you get electric controls in the Limited to where the Laredo does not offer you that. It's a manual control and also lumbar support in this Limited. So that is a lot of differences when we talk about the seats. Now, if you take a look at the dashboard, this is where it's different. The wrapping, you get that fake leather with the stitching in the Limited, which is the Capri leather as mentioned, versus cloth in the Laredo. And now let's take a look at the rear view mirror. This brings you auto dimming capabilities for the Limited to where the Laredo does not offer you that. And you're going to see that inside your interface as well, where it says mirror dimmer in the Limited. I'm going to grab the camera now to show you more differences. And here we are. This is your infotainment screen, 12.3 inches. And this is going to be your cluster, 10.25 inches. That is exactly the same in both of them. The next difference I want to show you is going to be your heated steering wheel right here that you get in the Limited to where the Laredo does not offer you that. You're going to see that inside your interface as well. You go through your apps, categories, and then heated wheel right there. And you have 3 different levels. And then the next difference you're going to see is going to be on your center console, and that's going to be your wireless charging pad that you find right here. And the Limited has it, Laredo does not have it. And now let's move up top to the garage door openers, and you're going to see those 3 additional buttons in the Limited because it's equipped with the garage door openers to where the Laredo does not have that option. Now if you look at this sunroof or the moonroof in the Limited, this is additional cost as mentioned outside, and because of this, the control panel right here is going to be changed and you're going to get additional buttons. But don't forget, this is an added option. And now let's take a look at the door panel. And this is a very good looking door panel, and just like the dashboard, this also brings you those differences between the cloth versus the Capri leather and the interior stitching difference. Nothing else is different on this door panel. You still have this manual lever to open the door if the battery dies, And then the way you're going to open the door is with this button right here. That's a very interesting choice that Jeep did for us to open the door. Honestly, I like it. Now we're done with the differences here in the front. Let's go ahead and take a look at the rear differences. And now in the rear with the differences, you're only going to see the seating wrapping is different between these two, where you get the capri leather here in the Limited to where that Laredo brings you just the cloth. And you're going to see that on the backrest of the front seats as well. But they both come with just one pocket behind the passenger seat and no pocket behind the driver. As far as the center console, exactly the same, two USB-C ports and then two air vents, nothing else back there. Then your armrest right here, two cup holders, floating armrest, and then this backrest. Let me go ahead and show you exactly what it looks when you have it dropped, just like this. And this is going to be adjustable backrest with two positions. This is one position, and this is your second position. Let's do a space test. I'm 6 feet tall, as mentioned in the front. I left the seat in the same position, 38.5 inches, enough leg room, enough headroom, absolutely no issue. Now, as far as the door panel, this brings you the same differences as the front one with that capri leather versus cloth and the stitching. But don't mind the interior color because that is different based on the trim you get. I'm sure you can get another interior color in this Limited as well, other than black. Personal opinion, I'm against black for interior, but that's just personal opinion. Now we're at the end of this comparison. Let's go ahead and post those MSRP sticker first to the Laredo. This is the more affordable one in our video today. Starts at $38,000 with no added packages, with no added features, no delivery fee. And now here's the MSRP sticker for the Limited. This adds the Limited 23G package, which is an extra $2,000. And as mentioned, this also brings you the optional moonroof. So please keep that in mind. No additional packages, no delivery fee, no taxes. This comes in at $40,000. You're going to pay extra also for that exterior paint color as mentioned. And now, if you have any other questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Also, there is a thing going on my channel. People are trying to find my age. If you want to take part in that, leave a comment in the comment section below. And thank you for watching.